News the Truth is reporting from the ground. This is the very track which has been the witness of a massive train tragedy on this Monday morning. Right above me is the rare bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, one that was hit by the engine of this goods train. This is the goods train which came from that side and rammed into the rare bogies of Kanchanjunga Express. And what you see right atop me, not behind me, right atop me is this this bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, which is precariously now hanging. And over here, as you see, there is a bogie which is completely mangled. This is the sight of horror that would remind you of Coromandel Express, the tragedy that you had witnessed on June 2nd, 2023, one that had claimed more than 200 lives. So far, the official confirmation is there's roughly about there are about 8 deaths already confirmed, many injured, many are reportedly critical. At this point in time, if I can ask my dear friend who has very kindly agreed to hold the camera over here, look at the way the gap has happened. This is the gap, and this is the gap which has only happened because of the thrust, the engine which has hit the rear portion of this very bogie. As you see, this has been crushed so bad, and that was the speed, the magnitude of the impact, that the entire bogie has literally gone up of the tracks. So there is roughly about I would say 5 feet of a gap from the track and the bogie, and that has been the impact as it got elevated. And over here, look at the impact. This would look very, very scary. This is a bogie that you see, which is this is the bogie that you see which is hanging, and we have been advised to go that side so that nothing untoward happens. So we have just taken a little to risk to come this side and give you a sense of the impact of this very train accident. It is a massive train accident which happened on Monday morning, and over here, as you see, the train engine of the goods train had hit the bogie or the rear bogies of what do you call it, the Kanchanjunga Express, so bad that bogies have been mangled. The rear bogie had been completely off the track, uprooted from the track. It has gone up in the air and literally hanging in imbalance. And out here, the rescue work is currently on. So we are trying to ensure that you get the first dispatch from the very spot. It is looking very, very scary. My friend has to now go for his own live broadcast. Well, I'll take the camera in my hand. Sorry, sir, we just wanted to show them. The security people are asking us to move from that spot so that we stay safe, we get their concern. जो ट्रेन ट्रेजेडी इस जगह पे हुई है, उसको देख के साफ साफ आपको कोरोमंडल एक्सप्रेस की जो ट्रेजेडी है वो दर्शा रहा है, क्योंकि इसी तरीके से ट्रेन ने पीछे की तरफ कोरोमंडल एक्सप्रेस की मारने के बाद और तीसरी ट्रेन से टकराने के बाद बोगी एक दूसरे से सिर्फ टकराया नहीं था, लेकिन उसके बाद वो एक ट्रेन के सर के ऊपर भी चढ़ गया था। और वही दृश्य आपको इधर पे दिखेगा। आप जैसे देख सकते हैं, इस जगह पे ये बोगी जो है, जो कांचनजंगा एक्सप्रेस की बोगी है, वो लिटरली ट्रैक से हट के और वो जो मालगाड़ी है, जो गुड्स ट्रेन है, उसके इंजन के ऊपर चढ़ गया है। सो एट द मोमेंट it is the rescue work is on, and the rescue work had been on for very long. I do see the SDRF people, the NDRF people, they are all pressed into action, and they are trying to ensure that people, if trapped inside, they can be rescued at the earliest. At this point in time, this is the bogie, you know, these are the bogies of the goods train which was coming from that side. It was coming from that side, and the railway officials are saying that it had overshot the signal. Now that is obviously a big question, as how did it overshoot a signal, where was the signaling problem, and obviously like we have seen in the Coromandel Express case, it was once again an issue with the signaling matter, and over here it seems like it is once again an issue of signaling, as being initially confirmed prima facie by the railway officials. But then at the moment, without getting into the details of the investigation, because at this point in time the priority is the rescue and the relief, and the rescue work is currently on. Look at the sight of horror. Simply not a bogie hanging in imbalance, but then the rescue work which is currently on. Look here. Now these cranes are pressed into action. They are trying to move bogies of the goods train from the track which is under siege. Now this is sorry for the shaky camera, but this is the track on which the goods train was coming. As you see, this is the track on which the goods train was coming, and on the right hand side, which is this track, Kanchanjunga Express was flying. Now it is very surprising as whether the Kanchanjunga Express, well, I believe the Kanchanjunga Express was on that same track itself. Right, the Kanchanjunga Express was on the same track. Okay, there you see. So the Kanchanjunga Express over there, which has been hit by the goods train, and it is absolutely a sight of horror. There are people who are pressed into action, and if I can find out some eyewitnesses out here and speak to them. Well, the police people out there are trying to ensure that the bogies which have now been removed from the track, they are being cleared from the site, and this track can be relieved. At this point in time, clearing this track means you have to remove that engine first thing first, which has hit the rear part of the Kanchanjunga Express. At the same time, in order to make the tracks operational, even for a rescue train or a relief train to come, the tracks have to be relieved of the clutter which is out here. And you have clutter on both sides because there is a train which has come from that side, and the goods train which has now hit the Kanchanjunga Express, the rear part, that has what created the accident. Now officials are saying that it was signal overshooting. Well, we can't really confirm at this point in time whether it's signal overshooting or not, but there are multiple questions which are coming to fore, and the questions will beg an answer. How this signaling must have happened, even after multiple assurances from the Railway Ministry that safety is of utmost priority of every passenger, and if passenger safety and security are of priority, how come there are incidents after incidents of railway accidents happening on the track, happening so frequently? Back in 2023, we have seen as how Coromandel Express had happened, Coromandel train tracks accident had happened on June 2nd, but that wasn't the only incident. In the month of October, there had been two back-to-back train accidents, one in Andhra Pradesh, the other one in Bihar, and both had claimed lives. So obviously there are multiple questions which are coming to fore, while there had been multiple assurances given for the safety of the passengers, but then certainly it seems like nothing has guaranteed the security of these passengers, the reason why we have to report on train accidents on multiple occasions. We know the Prime Minister has expressed grief and expressed condolences. The Chief Minister of the state, Mamata Banerjee, has expressed condolences. The Railway Ministry has also assured all help and also suggested that compensation would be given to the bereaved families, to the deceased, and also all measures would be adopted for speedy recovery of those injured. Messages pouring in from all across political parties belonging to the opposition camp. They are questioning the kind of preparedness Railway Ministry has in order to ensure railway safety on the tracks, and at the same time we know that while the political blame game might take a center stage coming so soon to Lok Sabha elections, which had not really been not really seen a majority being given to BJP, obviously the political blame game can take a center stage. But at the moment, as we report from the ground, we are only trying to show you the sight of horror, that should compel everyone to ask as how safe are our tracks of Indian Railways. So at the moment the work is underway to remove that cable from that rear bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, and that's why the police people and the NDRF people are trying to remove the crowd from the spot, because as the wire being pulled off the bogie which is hanging, there is a possibility of a reflex movement of the wire, and that's why we have been told to come this side. Because now they are trying to remove that bogie out from the head of that engine, so that they can start removing the engine and thereafter the other mingled bogies of Kanchanjunga Express. So at this point in time, what you see, that is the wire which is connected with the bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, and they are trying to remove that particular wire from the bogie, the rear bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, so that the wire can be released, and the wire can be released, and thereafter the bogie thereafter can be removed. Now these are high extension wires, and they have now literally gotten entangled with that particular bogie which is there hanging on top of the engine. So out here there are several onlookers who have come down, and they are trying to remove the crowd. They're also trying to ensure, as the crane moves this side on the track, the wire which will now get pulled, as you see out here. Come this side, okay, come this side. Let's stand here. Let's stand here. Okay, balance yourself. Okay, there you see the wire which is now hanging. Okay, they are trying to pull the wire so that the bogie can be removed. So that's the wire which they have connected with that mangled bogie of Kanchanjunga Express. Now because that is hanging over there, they are trying to pull the bogie down. The attempt is to pull the bogie down. I do see a camera person. Come. You're welcome. So there, over there, the crane is trying to now pull that rear bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, which is literally atop the engine of the goods train. Now this is the exercise which the entire force and the machinery are now engaged into, as they are trying to ensure that the bogie can be removed from the head of the engine of the goods train, because unless you make it fall on the ground, they cannot really remove the engine, they cannot remove the other mangled bogies. So at the moment, the exercise is primarily revolving around removal of that very bogie. You can also zoom a bit, Rahul, zoom and show us how that wire, that cable is attached to the rear bogie, and with that cable they are trying to pull the rear bogie of the Kanchanjunga Express. So of course the effort at the point in time is to relieve that bogie. So all the engineers are pressed into action. They are trying to ensure if this is the best way possible. All the engineers, as you see, they are trying to ensure if this is the best way possible. Not really sure if this is the only way possible or the best way possible at the moment. So what they are trying to understand, assess the situation, the safety of others who are here, even including the rescue operators, the people who are engaged in the rescue operation, their safety isn't compromised. So at the moment they are trying to ensure that cable which is connected with the rear bogie of Kanchanjunga Express, with the help of this crane, is being pulled with all its force and might, so that the bogie falls off the engine of the goods train, and that that horrific sight which I'm witnessing. So that particular bogie can be removed. Because in order to continue with the rescue work and to ensure that nobody is trapped inside, they have to relieve that bogie and they have to bring that bogie down. So that's why the effort at the moment is to ensure that the bogie is being removed from the engine of the goods train, and the bogie which is literally hanging precariously on top of the engine of the goods train. You have to understand, this was Kanchanjunga Express moving in its own direction from behind. This is the goods train which came, and this goods train overshot signal and came and hit Kanchanjunga Express from behind. Hit like this, and the engine with all its impact had removed the rear bogies, at least 3 bogies of Kanchanjunga Express, off the track, flown them in the air, and one is now atop the engine of the goods train. So that had been the thrust, that had been the impact, and that had been the power of the thrust, I would say. So at the moment, with the help of this cable, they are trying to remove that bogie and pull that bogie down, so that they can remove the other mangled bogies from the track and continue with the rescue and the relief operation. At the moment, it seems like a mammoth task, and hundreds of people are engaged in this Herculean task of trying to ensure if there is a single person trapped inside these mangled bogies, they can be rescued at the earliest. The accident has happened early on Monday morning, and it's been a couple of hours. Time has already flown by, several people dead, scores injured, and only we're all hoping and praying that nobody is there trapped inside and people are safe. If at all they are stuck inside those Bengal bogies. So we will now wait and see as how they conduct the entire exercise, but it seems like it's going to be a very long day, just not for those who are ensuring the relief and the rescue work, also for the engineers who are trying to ensure that the bogies with all in a scientific manner can be removed from the tracks, and that people, if trapped inside, they can be rescued at the earliest. With video journalist Rahul here in Darjeeling district, this is Tamal Saha for News the Truth, NTT.